So James, what's your biggest secret?
My biggest, wow, that's a good question.
I know.
Jeez,
Hate
that's
to put you on the spot.
Damn. You know what? I don't have any secrets. I tell everybody everything about me all the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, I doubt it influenced society the way that these kind of secret societies have.
True. Well, we don't know about that. You don't know what kind of stuff I've been involved in. Right, guys? Swedish government always watching me.
That's true.
All
Let's
right.
get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. We're starting off with the Thule Society. So this was a very creepy secret society that sort of spawned into the National Socialist German Workers' Party in World War II. They were an occultist and nationalist group founded in 1918 by Rudolf von Sabotendorf in Munich, Germany at the end of World War I. The group was named after the mythical northern land of Thule in Greek legend. There were all sorts in this group, from aristocrats to military personnel, and most of them went on to be early sympathizers of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. The Thule Society officially disbanded in 1925, but some of its members, including Heinrich Himmler and Rudolf Hess, went on to hold pretty prominent positions within Adolf's regime. The Thule Society was a big influence on the National Socialist German Workers' Party, especially when it came to the occult and the kind of pseudo-scientific elements of the movement. And a lot of the race theory ideology Adolf came to promote was found in the Thule Society early on as well. So, if you want to talk about disturbing secret societies who had a major impact on the course of history, this was certainly one of them.
Next up, we have the Freemasons, which if you're from Nova Scotia or the Maritimes, you probably know like at least one. But more specifically, I want to talk today about the Freemasons of the Grand Masonic Lodge, which was created in 1717 after 4 small groups of lodges banded together. The Freemasons were a secret fraternity group of brothers who operated under rules similar to Fight Club, meaning that the first rule of the Masonic Brotherhood was that you do not talk about the Masonic Brotherhood. It was a secret society after all. There are 3 degrees of Masonry: 1, entered apprentice, 2, fellow craft, and 3, master mason. Meetings of the society were routine and ritualistic, and their meeting place contained many architectural symbols such as compasses and squares for some reason. To gain entry into the Freemasonry, you must be at least 18 years of age and have been recommended to the society by at least 3 separate current Masons. So, how have the Freemasons changed history? Well, not only were 15 US presidents, including Franklin D. Roosevelt and Harry S. Truman, part of the Masonry, but the Mormon Church as well as the Sicilian Mafia came as a direct result of the organization, which was, in its heyday, a tool of authoritarianism and a cover for revolutionary conspiracy.
Next on the list, we have the Ordo Templi Orientis. The Ordo Templi Orientis is a secret society that's still around today. It was founded at some point in the early 20th century. The British occultist Aleister Crowley played a major role in its development. The OTO was founded by an Austrian man named Karl Kellner, who studied mysticism and occult practices from all over the globe. Western occultism, theosophy, and elements of Eastern mysticism were all kind of combined here. The OTO became somewhat famous in the 20th century, attracting people who were into the stranger, mystical side of life. I really don't know anything about what these people were doing. Sorry if you're into this kind of thing and I'm butchering it, but it's just not my thing. Crowley went on to lead the group after Kellner's death, though, and made sure the OTO had its own rituals and teachings involving magic and mysticism. Now, the group itself didn't directly change history maybe, but many of its members were pretty influential. A lot of them were artists or writers and thinkers who definitely left their mark on the cultural scene of the 1900s. And then Crowley especially was a controversial figure, but he was known for his writings on magic and philosophy, and years later, he became pretty influential, apparently, in the counterculture movements in the 60s, man.
Next up, we have the Order of Skull and Bones. If that sounds a bit dark, don't worry, because it was actually originally named the Brotherhood of Death. So, Anyways, it was a secret society at Yale University, and it is also the oldest known student secret society in the United States. It was founded in 1832, and memberships were few and far between, offered only to an elite few, including none other than 41st and 43rd Presidents George H.W. Bush and George Just W. Bush. Funny enough, as many secret societies do, the Order of Skull and Bones actually often practiced Masonic-inspired rituals. Which ones? No clue. They're secret societies for a reason, right? What I do know, however, is that they met every Thursday and Sunday in a building that was affectionately referred to as the Tomb. And it wasn't just presidents in attendance, many of today's most powerful families were members of the society as well, including the Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, the Fords, Phelps, Pillsburys, Walkers, and Whitneys. Perhaps the most interesting theory about this secret society is that its formation led to the formation of the CIA, and that the intelligence agencies were built on the members of the group. Does the CIA deny this? Yes, but they also denied waterboarding. So,
next is the ominous sounding Black Hand. Kind of sounds like someone from Pirates of the Caribbean. I love how dramatic all these secret societies need to sound. They want to stay out of sight, but at the same time, it's like, we gotta call ourselves the Order of the Silver Dragon, or something like that. You know, you wouldn't want to join, like, welcome to Captain Peter's Lucky Lads. No, we're not gonna tell you what we do, it's a secret. Just doesn't sound quite as appealing. So the Black Hand was a secret military society which formed in 1901 in Serbia. So this was a group of mostly Serbian nationalists. They're probably most well known for taking out Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914, which ultimately triggered the outbreak of World War I. So yeah, not much of a historical impact at all. The group aimed to unite South Slavic territories, particularly those under Austro-Hungarian rule, with the Kingdom of Serbia. The death of Archduke Franz Ferdinand set off this chain reaction of events, leading to the declaration of war by Austria-Hungary against Serbia, and then of course a bunch of other European powers got involved. World War I.
next up we have the Bilderberg Group. And before you go judging the name, you should know that this particular secret society is actually based in the Netherlands. While there was no official Bilderberg membership list, attendees of the society's secret meetings, as a rule of thumb, were highly influential and included many government or ex-government officials. When the group got together, their main focus was politics, the economy, and military cooperation, which was fitting considering the society was formed in 1954 during the Cold War. While many believe that the group was formed in the hopes of dismantling society and creating a new world order, it seems that the actual main concern of the Bilderberg brothers was the rise of anti-Americanism throughout Western Europe. And so the society proposed an international conference in an effort to bring together European countries and the United States so that the two may reach a better understanding of one another. Was this successful? Let me know in the comments.
Order of the Solar Temple. Now this group is sometimes referred to more as a cult, sometimes it's thought of as a secret society. It was kind of both. But honestly, most of these secret societies seem pretty cultish to me. Like, I think there's a fine line with a lot of overlap. Like, you know, we're not a cult. We're a secret society. Sure. The Order of the Solar Temple came about in 1984 and took a lot of inspiration from the Knights Templar, which you could probably have guessed just by looking at photographs of their ceremonies. They also combined elements of New Age spirituality, Christian mysticism, and yes, obviously, even UFO conspiracy theories. So, they were also a doomsday cult, oh boy. And they believed the world was going to come to a close at some point in the mid-90s. They never gave an exact date, which I think is kind of smart. You know, you give an exact date and that date goes, like everyone kind of loses faith, right? But like with many of these groups, there was a strict hierarchy and initiation process with members ascending through the ranks to gain access to the organization's supposed secrets. A key aspect of their teachings was this idea that life was just an illusion, and in order to achieve a higher existence on another planet, of course, members needed to shed their physical bodies, and shed their bodies they did. In 1994, 53 members from Various locations, including the leaders, took their own lives and the lives of their fellow members. Remote control devices were set off that ignited fires at their meeting places, leading authorities to discover the bodies.
Next up, the Priory of Sion, which was formed in AD 1099. So it's like pretty old. In the Holy and the Holy Grail, authors describe some of the society's most illustrious members as having been none other than Isaac Newton and Leonardo da Vinci himself. The group came about in an effort to promote a new world order of peace and prosperity that would stem from a leading Holy European empire. The society was also known to have protected certain royal claimants who they believed to be the literal descendants of the Bible's Jesus, Mary Magdalene, and King David. From David and Goliath. While many people believe the group to have been a hoax, many others believe that the movement to diminish the validity of the organization was created in an attempt to protect the secrecy of the organization. In 1956, Pierre Plantard was said to have sent letters back and forth with his friends describing the organization and their hand in fabricating it.
Bohemian Grove. Now, this group is about as secretive as it gets. We really don't know what the hell these fellas get up to, but secrets in the woods aren't generally pleasant. This is a group that gathers once a year at Bohemian Grove Campground in Monte Rio, California. This is a very old tradition, beginning way back in 1878. Of course, the campground is completely off limits to anyone who's not involved in the festivities. Members include politicians, businessmen, Hollywood actors, powerful men. There are such prominent men in Bohemian Grove that security is incredibly tight. Military and even members of the United States Secret Service help to secure the area. As for what goes on there, I think big business decisions and talks is probably a pretty safe bet, but could there be more going on than just bigwigs roasting marshmallows and talking business in the woods? Could there be some cultish creepiness going on here as well? Only one way to find out. Get rich or famous or both, and then hope to get invited.
And to finish us off today, take a guess. Go ahead, I'm waiting. The Illuminati. The society formed illegally on May 1st of 1776 in Upper Bavaria in Germany. Its members were wealthy, well-known, and ranged from influential intellectuals to public-speaking politicians. Unlike most societies and secret organizations at the time, the Illuminati did not subscribe to any particular religion. Rather, they strived towards a radical form of enlightenment, hence the name Illuminati. Of course, because the group failed to name a religious devotion, a widespread belief that the group was comprised of Satanists with one main goal, to overthrow organized religion, took off like wildfire. In reality, this was kind of not the case. In fact, the majority of the Illuminati members were actually something called humanists, meaning that they stood for the building of a more humane, compassionate, and democratic society ethically based on human reason, experience, and reliable knowledge. While some people believe the Bavarian Illuminati to have died out around the late 1700s, some speculate that it actually led to the formation of the Skull and Bones Club that we spoke of earlier. And further still, some believe that the secret society is operating to this day, managing the main actions of international government, hoping to one day instill a one world government grounded on atheist, humanist principles. But who knows, right? I'm guessing Kanye does.
All right, folks, there it is. What secret societies are you part of? Spill the beans in the comments.
Tell us. We want to know. I've been your host, Hannah Thompson.
James.
See ya.
Bye.
Filming that. Okay.
I'm starting things off.
That's okay.
All right, folks, there it is. What secret societies are you part of? Spill the beans in the comments.